Ever noticed how the internet is full of magic belly fat burning foods? Lemon water, apple cider vinegar, cayenne pepper. Google make it sound like you can just drink your way to abs. If that were true, wouldn't every second person be walking around shredded? Instead, what actually happens? You choke down some spicy vinegar water, spend half your day sprinting to the bathroom and waking up the next morning exactly the same, except maybe a little more traumatized. But let's be real. No single food melts belly fat, but there are foods that can make fat loss easier. Ones that keep you full, help you stay in a calorie deficit and actually support your goals. So let's break down the real fat loss foods, backed by science, not wishful thinking. Let's get straight into it. I remember when I first started trying to lose belly fat, I thought the key was eating just as little as possible. I'd load a tiny plate with a sad little portion of chicken, rice, and some salad, chew slowly to make it feel like more food, and still sit there hungry, pretending I was fine. But guess what? I wasn't fine. An hour later, I'd be raiding the kitchen, convincing myself just one spoon of peanut butter won't hurt, only to end up 3 spoonfuls deep and wondering where it all went wrong. Turns out I was making fat loss way harder than it needed to be, because losing belly fat isn't about starving yourself. It's about choosing the right foods that actually keep you full without loading up on extra calories. And this is where calorie density comes in. Some foods just take up way more space in your stomach for the same amount of calories. 200 calories of strawberries, you'll be eating them for a while. 200 calories of veggies, you might not even finish them. 200 calories of peanut butter, gone in seconds, and now you want more. See the problem? When you're filling your plate with low calorie, high volume foods, you're tricking your brain into thinking you're actually eating more, because you are. That means less hunger because your stomach actually feels full, more food on your plate so you don't feel deprived, and easier fat loss because you're naturally eating fewer calories without even trying. Here's how to use this in real life. Breakfast. Instead of toast or cereals for breakfast, have a bowl of oats with some berries. Lunch, switch out your rice for potatoes. You get far more volume, so far more food for the same amount of calories. Potatoes score highest on the satiety index, meaning they are the most satiating foods. And if you hate potatoes and love rice, you could do half your normal portion of rice, mix it in with some cauliflower broccoli rice just to bulk it out with barely any calories. And dinner, ditch the oversized bowl of pasta and go half pasta, half grated courgette. More food, less calories, and just more filling. Or you can use a lentil or bean pasta and put courgette in. I wasted years making fat loss harder than it needed to be. Once I understood calorie density, everything changed. The best part, you don't have to give up high calorie foods completely. You just need to learn how to balance them so you never feel like you're actually dieting. And when you combine this with the next fat loss food, your results will come even faster. If I told you you could burn more calories just by eating, you'd probably think I was selling some sort of shady fat burning supplement. I get it, it sounds like a scam, but it's actually backed by science, and it comes down to something called the thermic effect of food or feeding. Here's how it works. Your body burns calories to digest food, but not all foods require the same amount of energy. Carbs, your body burns around 5 to 10% of the calories you eat. Fats, even lower at 0 to 3%, and protein, a massive 20 to 30%. That means if you eat 100 calories of protein, your body automatically burns up to 30% of those calories just breaking it down. While this isn't a reason to start chugging protein shakes like they're magic fat burners, the benefits do add up over time. Plus, protein is hands down the most filling nutrient out there to a point. It keeps you satisfied, which means less mindless snacking and fewer moments staring into the fridge like it holds the answers to life. I learned this the hard way. When I first started trying to lose belly fat, I thought just a few bites of chicken and the occasional protein shake was enough. As you probably guessed it, they weren't. I'd finish a meal, convinced I could power through the hunger. After all, #discipline. Then an hour later, I'd be in the kitchen, convincing myself that eating peanut butter straight from the jar was a light snack. Once I doubled down on the protein, everything changed. I stayed full for hours. I stopped craving indulgent food as much, and I actually started seeing muscle definition instead of looking skinny fat. And if you think you're already eating more than enough protein because a short Google search told you are, you're probably not. I have looked at thousands of food diaries. The one thing I have noticed is people that attempt to diet severely underestimate how much protein they need for fat loss. A good rule of thumb is to aim for 0.7 to 1 gram per pound of body weight. And no, you don't have to just eat chicken and rice every day. Here are some easy high protein swaps that make hitting your target feel effortless. Extra egg whites along your whole eggs. Add in some whole eggs for flavor, obviously, but mostly egg whites for the protein. Low fat Greek yogurt instead of just regular bio yogurt. It's double the protein, fewer calories. Prawns, tuna, or white fish can be a great replacement for fattier meats. They're high in protein and low in calories. Lean ground turkey or extra lean beef instead of regular ground beef. Also just increasing the portion of protein in each meal. A quality protein powder, it's an easy way to boost your intake. If you do this consistently, you'll be burning more calories, staying fuller longer, and losing fat faster without feeling miserable. And if you combine low calorie dense foods, high protein foods with the final food on my list, you'll see even faster results. There's a game-changing fat loss food that almost no one talks about, and no, it's not some mystical superfood harvested by monks in the Himalayas. It's actually fiber. Yes, fiber. The thing your grandma kept telling you to eat more of. Most people think fiber is just there to keep number twos moving. But the truth, it's secretly one of the most powerful tools for fat burning, regulating hunger, and even reducing belly fat. And before you roll your eyes and think, oh great, another eat your veggies lecture, let me explain. Fiber doesn't just fill you up. It actually triggers a chemical reaction in your body that may make fat loss easier at a cellular level. Your body may burn more fat and store less fat by just eating the right kinds of fiber. So if you've been ignoring it, you're making fat loss way harder than it needs to be. Let's break down how it works and how to use it to your advantage. People know fiber keeps you full. You eat a big bowl of fibrous vegetables and suddenly you're not craving snacks 20 minutes later. But that's just the surface level benefit. When you eat fiber, your gut bacteria break it down into short chain fatty acids like butyrate, acetate, and propionate, compounds that support digestion and fat metabolism. Some research actually suggests that these short-chain fatty acids can send signals to your body to burn more fat by increasing AMPK, basically your body's internal fat-burning switch, potentially reducing fat storage by down-regulating genes responsible for creating new fat cells. In simple terms, more fiber, potentially more natural fat burning. One study looked at 1,000 plus people over 5 years and found that for every 10% increase in soluble fiber, visceral fat, that's the belly fat around your organs, dropped by 3.7%. There's more research on rodents too, but I won't bore you with it. All right, so fiber is a fat loss powerhouse, but how do you actually eat more of it without choking down bowls of bland kale? The key is to focus on specific types of fiber that give you the biggest bang for your buck. Soluble fiber, found in oats, beans, lentils, apples, pears, carrots, chia seeds. Soluble fiber will also expand in your stomach and help keep you full and regulate blood sugar. Resistant starch, found in green bananas, cooked and cooled potatoes, legumes, chickpeas, whole grains. This fiber actually helps grow beneficial gut bacteria and boosts your body's ability to burn fat. Inulin is a prebiotic found in leeks, onions, asparagus, garlic, and artichokes. Over time, this prebiotic could actually aid digestion and help burn deep visceral fat. Instead of just eating more veggies, make fiber-rich foods a natural part of your meals. Swap white rice for potatoes, lentils, or quinoa. Add flax or psyllium husk or even chia seeds to your yogurts or oats. Add in some berries alongside your meals, throw beans into your meals for extra fiber and protein. Sometimes I like to bulk out rice with beans, and it's not about forcing yourself to eat diet foods. It's about using fiber strategically to help your body burn more fat while keeping you full and satiated. And when you combine fiber, protein, and low-calorie dense foods, you set yourself up for a significantly easier fat loss phase. Before you know it, you'll be saying farewell to that unwanted belly fat. One caveat: if you have digestive issues like SIBO, a high fiber diet might not be your best bet. Talk to a specialist first, but if you're transitioning from a low fiber to a high fiber diet, some initial digestive discomfort is normal. Give your gut 2 to 3 weeks to adjust, and it'll likely just adapt. And the best part, you don't have to count every single gram or follow some ridiculous restrictive diet. Just increase your intake of fiber-rich whole foods and let your body handle the rest. But if you want to count, I suggest a minimum of 14 grams per 1,000 calories, and on a high level, as much as you can tolerate. These 3 foods make sticking to a calorie deficit a lot easier, so you can finally ditch that stubborn belly fat for good. Sure, you can keep searching for the next fat-burning shortcut, or you can finally focus on what actually works. You can ditch the nonsense foods and hacks. Instead, you can focus on what gives you lasting results, and that's eating low-calorie dense foods so you can lose fat without feeling starved, prioritizing lean protein so you can burn fat, build muscle, and keep the fat off. Getting in enough fiber so you can stay full, improve your digestion, and potentially burn fat at a cellular level. These aren't flashy, they're not trendy, but they work every single time. The real question is, will you actually do it? Because knowing this information is one thing. Applying it, that's what separates people who actually transform their lives from the ones still searching for hacks a year from now. Drop a comment below. Which of these foods do you need to eat more of? Or if you have any questions at all, let me know. And if you want my help to lose fat and keep it off without turning your life upside down, check out the links in the description and apply for my one-to-one coaching. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe for more. Have the best day, and I'll see you in the next one.